This is a story about me getting my arm broke as a child. I was 5 years old. It was like March, I reckon, March 1986. We was out at the town bull riding arena. It was called Smokey's Hideaway. My mom was the bartender. It was a beer joint, bull riding arena. They did some team roping. Uh, Lots of people, lots of big names came through there. Even though it's such a little town, hard to find place. There's a place I met Lane Frost there. Several others I don't know. You know, he was the only one mentionable. Like I said, I was really young. You know, I met him when I was 4 years old. Don't even remember it. It's just my mom telling me about it. Sure, I'll throw it in. Uh, Bonus story, huh? I was just sitting there at the bar stool, and he came in, and I was drinking a Coke. My mom turned around, asked him what he wanted. He said, "I'll have the same thing this young cowboy's having." And you know, I don't know. We probably talked. Like I say, I don't remember it. I don't remember meeting the man. But anyways, lots of big name bull riders came through there. It's also, despite what the internet and everything else might say, J.W. and Cody Hart grew up in Thackerville, Oklahoma. They graduated. Well, had they graduated. But reason I'm mentioning the Harts because it was early in the day. Uh, I remember very little about it. I remember it still cold, so it had to been early because, you know, in March or whatever, it gets warm in Oklahoma. But it was my mom was working, and they were gonna have a bull riding or maybe even a rodeo that night, and so the Harts were there, and they have a little sister. The JW and Cody have a little sister, and her name, we called her Fussy. That's all she did. I remember later on in junior high, my friend was dating her, and I said, "Man, how do you put up with all that talking? She just never shuts up." Anyways, never shuts up. I bet, I bet she talks in her sleep nonstop. She's married. Anyways, not her story. Uh, so it was me and her out riding this paint mare, this old paint mare, and we were out in the like the loading alley where they'll run the steers, you know, the roping steers. They'll run them up one end, you know. Anyways, uh, we were just riding this old paint mare out down through there, and Fussy claims that she did it on purpose. Whether or not, I do not know why she would do this on purpose, but she did in fact flank the old paint mare. And if for you people that don't understand flanking, well, like when they're bull riding and the bucking horses, that rope on their back is the flank rope. And because they're flanks, you know, it's a real tender, touchy spot for the animal, horses and cattle, and dogs too, for that matter, and people too. Hell, get yourself in the right there, yeah. But anyways, she kicked the old bitch in the flanks, and that's what they do. They're gonna start bucking, and she pitched a couple times. Me, unknown and unaware, and absolutely unprepared. Yeah, I was in the driver's seat, but this old bitch started bucking. Didn't take one hop. I was gone. I didn't weigh 20 pounds. You know, like I said, 5 years old, and but it was a real narrow, like wide enough for a truck, barely. Like a dually couldn't have fit down through there. But it was a pipe fence, you know, had sucker rod and then a 2-inch pipe on the top. Well, I landed. This is my right arm. I know it's maybe different in the video, but this is my right arm. I landed like this on that pipe fence, and it broke my arm in 6 places right here. Another big old cast and everything. But no, hell no. She landed. I think she landed on her feet, but she knew it was coming. So maybe she did. You know, maybe she did that shit on purpose.